Hey y'all, this is Amanda with She's a Mad Gardener. I'm inside today and I am about to get to work on a fresh evergreen wreath. A lot of these greens I ended up picking up locally from my local florist, but you can also clip them from your yard, call a friend who might have some land with some branches, or even order them online. But let me show you everything that's involved with making this fresh wreath. It's super simple, super easy, and a really fun way to pass the time during the holidays. Working on a craft, you can do this with kiddos, you can do this with family, you can make this as a gift for a friend, but it's just such a fun, easy project to do. Okay, I'm starting with 3 different types of greenery that I have here, evergreens, and I've gone ahead and cut these into pieces ranging anywhere from 6 to 8 inches long. After that, what I have is a wire wreath form. You can get these at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, you can order them online. One thing I like about the wire wreath form is at the end of the season, I can cut all the greenery off and then reutilize this next year. You're also going to need some floral wire from someplace like Hobby Lobby or Michael's. It's just the green wire. It usually comes on a spool or a paddle. This one is 24 gauge, but just something to get you started and working with it. Start by taking your wire and wrapping it around your wire frame. Then twist it to secure it in place. Next, take a little bit of each type of greenery and create a little bundle all together so that all the stems are lined up at the base. Lay your little bundle on the wire frame with the greenery pointing away from the center of the frame. Then use your wire and wrap around at least 3 times, securing this bundle to the wire frame. Now create another bundle of greenery with all the stems lining up at the base. Then, when you attach this one to the wire frame, make sure your greenery is pointing in towards the center of the wire frame. You will alternate back and forth as you go along, and that way your frame will be full all the way around. Let's kick this into high gear. Keep creating little bundles and make sure to alternate them back and forth to the middle and to the outside of the wire frame as you continue to secure them to the wire frame. This is going to look amazing. Once you get all the way around back to where you started, be sure to lift up the greenery of the original first bundle you attached and secure another bundle underneath, making sure the stems are tucked in and you can't see them. Once you've done this, you will have a nice, fluid, full effect all the way around and you won't be able to see the mechanics at all. I flipped my wreath over and secured my wire on the back side to make sure everything was secure. Let's add some pine cones. I used pine cones that had looked like they'd been dipped in silver glitter, and then I wrapped a little bit of wire around them, making sure I had 2 long tails. Then I wrapped one tail around each side of the wreath and twisted it underneath to secure the pine cone in place. I wanted to add a touch of berries to this wreath, so I purchased this pick from a local craft store and divided it up into tiny little pieces. Then I added a dab of hot glue to the ends of the pieces and tucked them into the wreath. Next, I added some cinnamon sticks. They were very simple to add with just a dab of hot glue on one end and then push them down into the wreath. You can definitely stop at this point, but I wanted to add a little bit of coordinating ribbon to make sure it tied in with my design. I started by cutting one long piece of ribbon approximately 4 feet long. Then I started with another piece of ribbon. I divided it up by folding it over itself 3 times. Once I had 3 even layers, I cut the other end of the ribbon. Place the 3-layer folded ribbon on top of the original long piece of ribbon that you cut in the beginning. Then cut a long piece of twine or wire and use it to secure both of those pieces together in the very center. Now separate out the layers of the ribbon and give them a little bit of a fluff. Make sure to pull the tails down the direction that you want the ribbon to hang. I wanted mine to be a nice, loose, kind of loopy, rustic looking bow. Grab your scissors and fold your ribbon in half at the very ends. Cut at a diagonal and you will create a dovetail cut. We're finally here. We're finally at the end. Use the long pieces of twine to secure your ribbon to your wreath. I decided to offset mine. This next step is not required, but I do live in Texas and we definitely have seesaw weather. So I use a product called Wilt Stop and I mix it in a professional spray bottle. And by professional, I mean I bought a high-grade one at Home Depot. And then I just spray it all over my wreath, making sure to cover both sides and then allowing it to dry approximately an hour. Okay, so So I've applied my spray, my wilt stop, and you can see in different places that as it builds up, you kind of see it's a milky substance, but that will dry clear. It kind of has an evergreen smell to it, more of a chemical evergreen smell, but it doesn't smell terrible. However, I do spray mine outside so that since this is a sealer, I don't want to ruin any tables or carpet or any furniture like that outside, or excuse me, inside. So you definitely want to put them in a position where you feel like you're keeping everything safe from the spray. I'll leave them out here to dry for a while, and then I'll come flip them over and spray the back. And then after that, once they're dry, they'll be good to go. And here's the final product. I ended up hanging it on one of our windows utilizing a command hook. I love the fresh evergreen smell as I walk up to my front door every time, and I love the look of this soft wreath that I created myself. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you guys will stop by in my next video because I have something really cool up my sleeve. Thanks so much, and don't forget to subscribe. As always, she's a mad gardener and a decorator and anything that she absolutely wants to be.